Good morning from the 11Alive Streaming Center with you in here for the next hour. We are following breaking news nationwide and here at home as it happens. We have a couple great live interviews I'm looking forward to this hour, including how to prepare for kindergarten. Not us, for our kids. Yeah. Well, let's talk weather. Bring Chesley in. It's Friday the 13th, by the way. You superstitious?
No. And I think 13 is a good number. I think it's a lucky number. Yeah, I think
that's
it's a
your
lucky
lottery
number.
go-to?
No, not at all. Not at all. My favorite number is 7, but I think 13 is a lucky number.
Okay.
Yeah. You superstitious?
No. I don't know.
A little bit, just a little bit.
Maybe. If a black cat crossed my car this morning, I'd be a little freaked.
And are there? I don't know that there's a 13 level in buildings. I think that buildings
there's not on cruise ships.
Yeah.
Is that right? They
Yeah,
skip
yeah,
it?
It's 12 to 14.
So on the elevator, it goes 12 and 14?
Yeah.
All right.
I think a lot of buildings got rid of the 13th floor.
Oh, interesting.
Well, nobody wants to be on that
They're
floor.
just a little stitious.
Yeah, a little bit. Just a little bit. All right, no superstition when it comes to our forecast. It's going to be gorgeous on the outside. Temperatures will be in the 60s for highs, right around 63 degrees for your afternoon high temperature for today, 56 degrees by 7 o'clock. We're looking at fair skies pretty much all day long. Got a couple clouds overhead, but that's about it. You look upstream or back off to the west, there's nothing much going on. We're going to be nice and dry for today, and we'll dry tomorrow, except for clouds rolling into the area. Stationary boundary down to the south, little areas of low pressure right along that, and so you're looking at that area, low pressure down there. It's not going to affect us. High pressure up to the north is what's bringing in that easterly flow for us. 10 miles per hour or less for today as far as the wind. Now, Saturday will be dry. Happy Valentine's Day to you folks. We're looking at 80% chance for rain coming on Sunday. So for those of you who are smart, right, you got ahead of it, you decided to delay your plans. Hey, baby, we'll celebrate on Sunday. You know, not outside at least. 80% chance for that rain. A couple thunderstorms will be around as well. By Monday, now if you're off on Monday, you're looking good, and temperatures will start to warm up next week. Show you that in just a bit. I want to show you this area of low pressure. This is where the rain is coming from. It's not onshore yet. Now, I've fast-forwarded this to 4 o'clock this afternoon. That's when it starts to come onshore. You can see that rain that's forming with it. A lot of that moisture coming off the Pacific Ocean. Now it's going to slide across the nation, the southern end of the nation. We'll bring that wet weather to Wichita, Dallas, and to Houston. By the time we get to Saturday morning, they will have a wet Valentine's Day. We will be dry. We'll get the clouds from it, but the rain doesn't arrive here until we get to Sunday. And now a couple thunderstorms could be around, so we'll watch out for that, especially for Sunday mid-morning into the early afternoon. Level 1 threat for severe weather in the far southeastern portions of the state. That's where you have that dark green area there. That means it's a marginal risk, which means isolated strong severe thunderstorms are possible. The light green shade over us, or at least the metro area, shows that we'll have just a general threat. So maybe a clap of thunder or two, but nothing severe. We're not looking for those winds to be as strong that day. So we'll be sitting pretty from there. Maybe up to an inch, anywhere from a half inch to a full inch of rainfall from this system. Not enough to knock the drought out of the area, but certainly a drop in the bucket, and we'll take that drop. Here we are, forecast track model. You can follow along with me at the time at the top of the screen there. It shows by Saturday morning. This is 6:30. Sun's starting to rise there. We got some clouds that are moving into the area, mostly cloudy skies. By the time we get to the afternoon on Saturday, still dry. It won't be until after about 8, 9 o'clock that we'll start to see some showers begin to move into the area. Also, scattered showers will continue off and on through the day on Sunday with a couple rumbles of thunder. There'll be some heavy rain at times, so be on the lookout, especially if you're going to be traveling around. It will last at least through early evening, so about 7, 8 o'clock is when things will start to taper off as far as the wet weather goes, and then we'll see the sunshine returning starting on Monday, President's Day, and we'll see that temperature rise into the mid-70s by Thursday.
I know you're always peeking ahead to some of those longer range models.
Yeah.
How's it looking? Are the temperatures still looking this nice? Any rain?
Yeah, some rain here and there. It's kind of spread out, but the temperatures are starting to warm up on us. Yeah,
Good.
yeah,
'Cause
yeah.
We're hitting mid-February at this point. It can go
Now,
ways.
what's going to happen is we'll be in the 70s, and people say, "Oh yeah, well here we are," and then boom. The thing about now is going to be that we'll have more of these days, 60s, 70s, than we will have those crashing temperatures. So look for those to be kind of intermittent in between. Like we'll get a day in the 40s.
Okay.
But like one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah,
We're over the hump.
Yeah. Well,
Maybe.
yes. Yes, I would
For
say
the
yes.
most part.
There you go.
Okay.
There you go. Yep.
Have a great weekend.
Hey,
Jesse.
do the same now. Don't forget your wife, all right?
Oh, yeah. If
And
you don't
the
see me
dog
on
and
Monday, it's because I did.
Oh,
No,
we have to go
no,
and rescue
we'll
him.
take
You
care
got to
of
go rescue him. Take care.
Thanks, Jesse. All right, let's get on to some other breaking news we're following this morning. We told you that is our bread and butter here, what we try to do for you. Nathan Wade, we told you, was set to testify at 9 o'clock this morning before that Georgia Senate special subcommittee. He was the special prosecutor hired by the District Attorney Fonnie Willis in Fulton County for the 2020 election interference case, but then ultimately it was discovered that there was a relationship between Willis and Wade. She already testified before the special subcommittee. He was set to testify today, but he did not show up. Why? Well, we got some reason behind that. Within the last few minutes, we've been able to learn from our team in the newsroom. It's not that he just mysteriously didn't show up today. It's in fact his lawyer had reached out to the committee and informed them that he would not be able to make it today. They are now negotiating a day for him to appear and talk through, what the timing and scope of that hearing may look like. And they have used the word productive to describe these conversations. His team, as you see here, has proposed March 13th, though there might be a push to get something on the books sooner than that, March 13th being a month from now. We will keep you informed and keep you apprised of what goes on with Nathan Wade appearing before that special Senate subcommittee hearing. We're back in just a few minutes. You're watching 11 Alive Plus. In December, parents and lawmakers expressed some confusion over a change in how Gwinnett County schools enforced existing policies. It said that all 6-year-olds would now have to start in first grade. All this has to do with, the red shirting that a lot of folks prefer. Let's get more from Grace King.
In the Norton household, kindergarten isn't one size fits all.
Understanding the needs of the child is super important and should be taken into consideration as a part of the county's decision.
Lisa Norton enrolled her oldest child at 5, then her middle one at 6. She plans to redshirt her youngest son, too.
We actually, within his private pre-K, had him tested to see if he was ready for kindergarten. And we were advised by the school, as well as our pediatrician, and even speech and OT, that it would be better and in his best interest to delay a kindergarten start.
In December, parents and lawmakers expressed confusion over a change in how Gwinnett County schools enforce its existing policies. It said all 6-year-olds would now have to start in first grade.
I was super surprised.
But now the school system says it will use an updated grade level consideration process that will ensure families are included in the conversation and that decisions are made thoughtfully, consistently, and with each child's needs in mind. Noren says she isn't sure what that will mean for her son.
We're doing like most parents and trying to figure out our way with this and what's in the best interest of our child.
Kindergarten enrollment opens here on March 16th. At that point, parents of 6-year-olds can request a placement review. In Gwinnett County, Grace King, 11Alive News.
Well, it really is never too early to be thinking about kindergarten. A lot of parents are wondering if their child is really ready. It's not just about knowing all the letters and numbers anymore either. So joining us this morning is Jen Wirtz, CEO of Coral Care. That's a platform helping families access high-quality pediatric therapy and support. Jen, good morning. Looking forward to this conversation. Great to be with you.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
So our reporter in that story you just heard said that kindergarten is not a one-size-fits-all. Would you agree with that assessment?
I agree with that. With Coral Care, we're a child development platform. We see kids all the time, really focused on like preschool and kindergarten readiness. I'm actually a mom of 2. I sent one of my children to school older and one younger. So I know this quite well, and I fully agree with that.
I'm a dad of 2. I got a 3-year-old and a 1-year-old, and I got to make that decision pretty soon. The older one has a September birthday. Do we do the red shirt, or do we send him straight to kindergarten? I know this is something a lot of parents are thinking about. What kind of factors should we be considering when weighing those options?
Yeah, I mean, to your point, it isn't about the ABCs and being able to count. I mean, of course, there are certain things that will be learned in kindergarten and are expected, but at the end of the day, it comes down to like emotional readiness, ability to handle transitions, frustration tolerance. So do they get completely overwhelmed, and does everything that it doesn't go exactly their way trigger a meltdown that can't be recovered from? Can children be independent? All of that really factors in much more than the academics.
And how do you know if you're just dealing with a toddler tantrum or if it could be something more that needs to be addressed? Is that where Coral Care comes in?
Yeah, exactly. And that's where, so occupational therapists are a great source to talk through, really, is your child ready? Is what you're seeing a version of normal, or is it something that warrants extra support, extra time? And so in terms of like, is the meltdown normal? Like, kids have meltdowns and tantrums all the time. A lot of it comes down to how frequently they happen, how long they're happening for, and what recovery from them looks like.
For parents who are watching this and they just aren't so sure yet, what are some signs that their child might need a little extra support before school starts?
So the thing with kindergarten now especially is that a lot is required of the child in terms of their ability to pay attention and their ability to easily transition from one activity to the other. And that could be from like circle time on the rug to going and doing a worksheet at the table to going to PE. And so kids need to be able to easily transition. They need to be able to follow multi-step directions. And it could be as simple as like, go sit down in your chair, take out a pencil and take out a piece of paper and wait for further instruction. Like that's an example of a multi-step. Kids are expected to be able to handle like basic social situations. So for example, at home, we kind of jump to all of our kids' needs when it's more of a one-on-one experience, but it's a group situation in kindergarten. And kids have to be able to accept that another child is getting called on and not them, and they have to wait their turn. So there's like a lot of waiting and accepting that they didn't get exactly what they wanted.
Gosh, you got me when you talked about easy transitions. That's something we're working through right now. For parents asking what can we do at home to help, is there anything we can be doing to be working on building confidence and healthy routines and setting our kids up for success?
So I know it's easy to give in to your kids when they are saying, help me with this, help me with that, but really pushing on independence, like being able to put your jacket on independently, use the bathroom independently, encouraging them to clearly ask for what they need. Like being able to advocate for yourself is so, so critical in kindergarten, even if language isn't fully developed. Doing play dates. And it's totally normal at this young age if the kids are doing what we call parallel play, which is, I feel like parents see this all the time. You do a play date and it's like the kids didn't even interact, but being able to play with another child. And I think the most important thing is observe and trust your intuition. And if you feel that something is going on or you're just not sure, get an opinion from an occupational therapist.
And when it comes to pediatric therapy, is there such thing as too early in a child's life?
No, not at all. We actually work with babies as young as coming out of the NICU. Actually, earlier is better. The sooner that you can get a child support, the easier it is to set them up on a path to be more successful. And so certainly don't wait.
Jen, give me a little background on why you decided to find this company. And we also have your website pulled up here. Where can folks go for more information?
Yeah, so I started Coral Care because my daughter was exhibiting some signs of delays, my older daughter, and I couldn't find anyone to help her at all. And I was just calling lists where I would get to this practice is no longer in business. Nobody took my insurance, and it was just a maze to get support in spite of being told what I just said to all of you, which is like get care as soon as possible. And so I started Coral Care to just make care more accessible and more affordable and in home, because that's really where kids are most themselves. And so that's where they can really see the most progress. On our website, we haven't launched yet in Georgia. We're in 7 states currently and growing as fast as we can. So for local families in Georgia, we actually have a lot of resources on our website to support families. We have a full kindergarten readiness guide. We have an article about like making that decision around like, should you advocate for redshirting your child? We have a kindergarten readiness checklist that you can go through, and there's no passing score. It's more like, am I seeing a few things in a certain category that might warrant looking into a little bit more. And we have an online screener where you can answer specific questions about your child privately and find out if they would benefit from an evaluation.
Jen, this is all so great. I can't wait to play around on your website some this weekend. But for parents who are just feeling overwhelmed, I mean, we already have so much going on. It's hard to think past what's for dinner tonight. Is there anything you want to say as a reassurance to them when it comes to kindergarten readiness?
It's, there's no exact right decision. And I think that's so hard to hear, but there isn't an exact right decision for your child. There is absolutely no harm in them waiting a year if you have some real concerns. There's a lot of research that being the oldest in the classroom is actually better for them in the long-term development, because it really is not just how they are today in kindergarten. You have to think about like when puberty sets in middle school, and really in high school, if they're the youngest, like there are implications there as well. And so I would just say, trust your intuition and know that like you are your child's best advocate.
And we can tell you are for your kids. Jen, thank you so much for joining us. CEO of Coral Care, their website, joincoralcare.com for more information. We appreciate your time, Jen. Have a good weekend.
You too. Take care.
All right, now let's get over to Reams. Reams, we've been watching this crash on the downtown connector, and it was nasty looking about 30 minutes ago. What are you seeing now?
Yeah, so GDOT crews have been out there. If I pull this up real quick for everyone to see, you can see there's some people working there on. It looks like they're working on that trailer that was backed up. Our traffic team has been keeping tabs on this as well. Hero crews there blocking those 2 on-ramps. This is the downtown connector. This is southbound, just south of I-20. So you can see looks like the Hero crews working on starting to clean up this mess, maybe towing some of those vehicles away. Both on-ramp lanes closed, but you can see people there using that little median space to still be able to get on the interstate. Slow going at the moment, though.
It looked like this was a truck, obviously towing that little camper there.
Yeah.
The truck had slammed into that wall, obviously the trailer alongside behind it. And any sign of the truck? Has that been towed away already? Or is it?
It looks, if you look on the bottom portion there, it looks like there is a truck that is hooking up to like a tow truck hooking up to that pickup truck there. So maybe they are working on clearing the scene. I'm going to reach back out to our traffic team and see if we have any updates for them.
Sounds good, Reams. Can you see what time this crash happened?
Yeah, give me
I'm
1 second.
always amazed at how quickly the fire department can get out there, the police, the Hero units, and get these things cleared, or at least get some lanes open while they worked on getting things towed away. So it's always interesting to just find out how quickly they are moving down there. So Reams is checking that out, and I'm checking out on my Google Maps here how long it would take me to get from the station here in Midtown to the Atlanta airport if I had to pass through this crash. And right now it is saying it would take me Just 23 minutes. That is not half bad.
It's probably going to take you back roads and put you south there.
You're right. Although it looks like it's sending me through the connector, through all that red on the map too. You know what? 23 minutes. That's not bad. What am I missing?
Well, it's not rush hour anymore, according
That's
to
true.
Rachel Cox Frozen.
So what time did that happen? Do we know?
I'm still looking.
Okay.
It looks like it happened around the 9 o'clock hour.
9 o'clock or so. Anyway, we're hoping for a nice, smooth sailing day for everybody who's headed out after now. We're back in just a few minutes. You're watching 11 Alive Plus. Day 13 now in the search for Nancy Guthrie in Tucson, Arizona. Police asking people within 2 miles of her home to check their surveillance video cameras, all the while her children still paying tribute to their mother. Let's get more from Lee Waldman.
It's been nearly 2 weeks since Nancy Guthrie disappeared from her home that's behind us, but now we finally have a profile from the FBI regarding the person who they believe took her. New details from the FBI about the person they're seeking in connection with the disappearance of Nancy Guthrie. After using specialized equipment to analyze the scene, the FBI now believes that the individual is approximately 5'9" to 5'10" tall, with an average build, and gives us a better look at the type of backpack they say the suspect was carrying.
The height and the backpack are very good clues. And what the FBI will do is they'll start with the realm of the possible. How many of these backpacks were sold, when they were sold.
Also, a public plea from law enforcement to the community surrounding Nancy Guthrie's home. Check your surveillance cameras. Asking neighbors within a 2-mile radius for any video from January 1st to February 2nd to look for any vehicles or people that look out of place.
This is a targeted kidnapping. That person didn't just show up there that day and wonder, geez, will she be here? Will she be at home? They knew who she was. They knew her home.
Meanwhile, investigators have recovered several items of evidence, including gloves, the Pima County Sheriff's Department said Thursday afternoon.
They're going to check this thing every possible scientific way for anything that can bring them to a clue or a person.
A banner has been placed outside of KVOA, where Nancy's daughter Savannah Guthrie once worked, echoing the words of her children, "Bring her home." Unfortunately, rain is expected in this area today, and outdoor crime scenes are already at risk of contamination or loss of physical evidence, and rain can make that worse. Despite all of this, the FBI says they'll continue to investigate with these ongoing weather conditions. In the Catalina foothills, I'm Lee Waldman.
Well, in the meantime, a flower shop in Tucson is busy this Valentine's Day season as the community there pays tribute to Nancy Guthrie's family. Sean Mahoney takes us to a business that's in the business of delivering hope.
Thousands and thousands of red roses this week. Matt Biggs with Casa Adobes Flower Shop is used to the rush around Valentine's Day, but this year they have a few extra orders, not just for love, but for hope.
This bouquet is in a plastic vase, of course, because we're leaving them outside. It's got the yellow ribbon. This is baby's breath, and then these premium yellow roses.
This bouquet is now a symbol of that hope for the Guthrie family, with Biggs' business sought out by Guthrie's own HOA to help put together a tribute that has grown day by day as support for Guthrie grows from around the nation.
You can feel the burden that these people would be feeling. When you're here and actually see it, it makes it so real.
A task he doesn't take lightly.
It's kind of surreal, but we're just honored to be able to do it. Yeah, we're really honored and happy that they chose us.
Casa Adobes Flower Shop says they do thousands of deliveries on the week of Valentine's Day, but the one delivery out of this truck to the Guthrie residence on Thursday is one the driver said was unlike any other delivery he's done before.
And then the minute he got out or got there, you know, there was 100 cameras on him. So he was a little overwhelmed.
This drop-off Thursday was the latest in a slew of orders we have seen delivered to the Guthrie residence. As Big says, requests have increased daily.
I think the whole country's, you know, on the edge of their seat right now, and there's just a lot of people that want to show their support.
Even from outside of Tucson.
Are you getting any requests from outside of that specific neighborhood or even outside of Tucson?
We've had a few, yeah.
Like support shown from Catherine Trail and her friends from Chandler, who say the theme of yellow Biggs has put together inspired them to see it for themselves.
When we sing yellow, it's a sign we show our troops, right, when we welcome them home, and we're hoping that she gets returned safely to her home.
Something even Biggs says he sees in his arrangement.
When you look at that, what do you see?
I see hope.
Hoping that this scene is something Nancy Guthrie will get to see.
We'll be doing them as long as they're requesting them over there.
All right, now we want to go to Wall Street. The markets opened up just about an hour ago, and right now, looking about neutral there on the Dow. In fact, it's about to go positive, maybe, down just 5 points right now after a bad day yesterday. Dow down several hundred points and started off today looking like it was going that same direction. Things have turned around a bit, and perhaps because the Consumer Price Index report was released just a couple hours ago, the big CPI number this morning that looks at inflation. Get this. Inflation cooled to 2.4% in January. That means prices for last month up just over 2% from this time last year. It is the lowest inflation reading in 8 months. That's good news. And it is down from December when it was 2.7% inflation. So again, January's number 2.4%. It is better than expected. And economists believe that one of the reasons for that cooler inflation reading is because gas prices are so low right now. We're back in just a few minutes. You're watching 11Alive Plus. Hey, good morning with you for the next 30 minutes here from the 11Alive Streaming Center. One of those busy mornings again. We are tracking breaking news as it happens, also some live interviews, and we have another one coming up pretty soon with something you could do at Stone Mountain Park this weekend. But first, let's talk about taxes. Many of you might be working on filing your taxes this weekend. Sunday is going to be a rainy day. Reams, good day to get to it. Have you done it yet?
Absolutely not.
Do you wait till April?
Yeah.
Folks, Reams waits till April. Let's not do that. Got to get...
Mine usually gets pushed to October. That's a different conversation, though.
And things are about to be more complicated because he's going to be a married man come next tax season. And things might be changing for all of us here in Georgia next tax season as well, because the Senate yesterday passed 2 measures that would change how we do state income tax here in Georgia. So let's talk about the first one that you see the details here on your screen right now. One would allow individual filers to deduct the first $50,000 of their income from state taxes. For couples filing jointly, it's the first $100,000. Now, this passed the Senate yesterday. It now moves on to the House for consideration. There was a second bill that will cut Georgia's income tax rate from 5.19% to 4.99%. There are some Republicans here in Georgia who want to eliminate the state income tax entirely, though Daniel Canso with the Georgia Budget and Policy Institute says that income tax is the main source of revenue that powers the state budget, and he says that cutting revenue could leave a hole. We brought you this yesterday as breaking news as it happened here on 11Alive Plus, and this is what Mr. Canso told us during a live interview.
So 75% of state spending is for healthcare and education. And so when you start to chip away at those revenues, it can have very serious effects and leave you potentially making deep cuts that folks could feel across the state.
All right, so again, this is far from over. The Senate yesterday passing these 2 measures goes to the House for consideration. I can tell you the House has previously said that they would be more interested in lowering property taxes before touching income tax. It's interesting, though, Reams, you and I are both from states where there is no state income tax, Tennessee and Florida, respectively. But I guess you pay for it in different ways.
Yeah.
Sales tax.
Sales tax. In Florida, most of that income difference came in almost entirely on tourism. Florida is known to be a tourist mecca, and you're bringing in so many extra sales tax dollars in that way where it kind of pays for itself. That's my concern with Georgia is we have tourism here, but it's not the same.
Would you guys have people who would go over the border to buy things in Georgia just because of the cheaper sales tax? We would in Tennessee.
I lived at the southern portion of Florida. It would be an 8-hour drive for me to go buy something cheaper.
By then, the amount you spent on gas, you would have just wasted it.
Exactly. I mean, I know I've seen people where they change county lines for gas tax differences.
Okay.
Or you go a little bit different, so you can get a little cheaper gas price. But when it comes to crossing, I mean, I've seen when I lived in North Carolina, I lived closer to the border there, and there was people that would work in North Carolina but would live in South Carolina for the tax differences there. So it kind of just, it'll be interesting to see what happens there.
We'll see what happens. Advocates say this is going to be the biggest tax cut in state history if it goes through. Opponents say they interpret this the other way, saying that the surplus that Georgia currently has in the budget is because of the state income tax, and they say they need to keep that in order to keep Georgia's good fiscal health and allowing that money to be spent on public services and programs. So, hey, it is an interesting debate to watch. It is also an election year in Georgia, big governor's race, and a lot of people going to be focusing on that. Hey, let's talk about the weekend and some things we can do this weekend. Does that sound good, Reams?
Works for me.
All right, you got Valentine's Day tomorrow. Maybe you're looking for something to do. Maybe you're looking for something totally different and visually stunning. Well, Stone Mountain Park is lighting up the night sky for Lunar New Year. They're going to have dragons, dancers, even fire shooting drones. I want to hear all about that. Stan Morrell Sr. from Stone Mountain Park joining us this morning. Stan, good morning to you, sir.
Good morning, sir. How are you?
I'm doing great. Even better now that I heard you have fire shooting drones. What do I need to know about that?
We do have fire shooting drones. It's the year of the horse, and so we have a large horse of drones that shoot fireworks. and the finale of the drone and light show.
Okay, so that is going to be the big finale to the day.
That's the end of the evening. It's drones start the thing out, and at the end of the drone segment, which is about, I don't know, 8 minutes, fire starts shooting out of the drones. It's awesome. And then we go into a light show that is quite spectacular and unique to the Asian community.
I love that. So what do you have leading up to the big finale?
Oh my gosh. Well, the event is 4 p.m. until 9. And we have tons of entertainment. There is tons of food. And then there is a parade. There is interactive stuff. They teach you how to make things. We have a K-pop. You know, K-pop is so in now, right? It's happening everywhere. So we've got a K-pop competition. So it'll start this weekend, carry through to next weekend, and then the third weekend will award championships for the K-pop competition. Prize money.
Very good.
Are you a K-popper?
I'm not a K-popper. I was looking to Reeves over here. Reeves, can you fill me in?
I'm also not a K-popper. I have friends that
I enjoy watching, but
it's fun.
Wow.
K-pop.
Lots of fun.
Okay, yeah, we'll check it out. I know this festival all about celebrating several different cultures that follow the lunar calendar. How are you going to be showing that throughout the whole park? Are there different ways?
Well, yeah, that's the wonderful thing about this event is, you know, the different communities all celebrate the Lunar New Year, but this is probably the only place in Atlanta where all of those cultures come together and celebrate as a group. So via dancing, we have a variety of dancers, traditional dancing from the variety of communities in their costumes and their music. We have a variety of instrumentalists where they're bringing over, or they play the instruments that are popular and synonymous with the Lunar New Year on stages here. We have, let me think here, give me a heartbeat. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. We have like 6 stages of product. So throughout the evening, you'll see storytelling happening over here. You'll see a character meet and greet happening over here. You'll see the K-pop happening over there. You'll see the instruments being played in a production format over here. You'll see the dances from a variety of different countries over there. And then at the end of the evening, everybody will do a parade that'll go through Crossroads that'll have about everybody that performed that day is in the parade, in addition to about 5 floats of Asian theming. And then that will take everybody onto Memorial Lawn. And then we have a few more entertainment pieces into the drone, light show, fireworks. It's, you know, there's so much to do. You could probably come back the second day.
Well, so tell me about the days. What are the dates, the times, and what do we need to know about parking? You got ample space, or do you shuttle folks in?
Oh, we have we do Yellow Daisy here. We've got tons of parking. We've got like 19 million lots. We can facilitate some parking, and our public safety folks, they can manage some parking. We're good there. February 14th to March 1st, it's Saturday, Sundays, and it's 4 p.m. to 9 p.m. each night. Price is $24.99 per person, and the attractions are open as well, so you can play putt-putt golf and you can ride the sky ride, etc. Gosh, it's just a wonderful time. If you need more information, go to stonemountainpark.com, and that will give you all the information you need. You can book tickets and all that kind of stuff, or you can purchase tickets here on the site. But plenty of parking. Plenty of things to do. Come hungry. We've got plenty. I think we've got 10 or 12 food trucks or food tents, authentic Asian food. We've got 4D films. Gosh, I don't know.
Sounds great.
2 days of fun stuff.
Stan, I got to ask. I mean, we're looking at rain in the forecast for Sunday. Would it be rain or shine, or how would we know?
We'll do rain or shine. And if we do decide, it'll be on our website if we decide to cancel on Sunday. But that's the positive of doing 3 weekends, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
3 Saturday Sundays. So if you miss it, if we can't do it this coming Sunday, you've got 4 more days where you can check it out.
I love it. And you gave us the website and everything we need to know. Great amount of information here. It sounds like a fantastic event. I'm just going to fact check you on the 19 million parking lots thing. Other than that, it sounds
well,
great.
yeah, okay. So maybe stretched it a little bit, but there's a lot. I'm telling you the truth.
Yeah, don't let that deter you. Get out there and have a good time. Stan, great seeing you, sir. Thank you.
You too. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. You're welcome. All right, we're back in just a couple minutes. You're watching 11 Alive Plus. Back here with you from the streaming center for the next 17 minutes on 11 Alive Plus, but midday's coming up right after that. You don't want to go anywhere. We are keeping a close eye on the Tara Baker murder trial happening right now in Athens, Clark County. You're looking live at that trial. The judge discussing some things over with the defense attorneys there on the left and the prosecution there on your right. Once we start to hear some more testimony, we will dip into that live. If you would like to watch anything live right now, just scroll down and then over on the 11 Alive Plus app. But now to Washington, D.C., and the Department of Homeland Security on the verge of a shutdown today after lawmakers failed to come to an agreement over reforms for the White House's mass deportation program. This is something Alice Barr has been warning us about for days now, and she has more from Capitol Hill.
Hi there. The looming Homeland Security shutdown means workers in critical agencies like FEMA, the Coast Guard, and TSA going without pay once again. And that could bring the potential for air travel disruptions. The clock is ticking again to another partial government shutdown, with the Department of Homeland Security set to run out of funding at midnight tonight.
The motion is not agreed to.
Tensions flaring in the Senate when Democrats rejected a short-term extension, holding out for major changes to immigration enforcement operations.
We want to fund the Department of Homeland Security, but only a department that is obeying the law.
A TSA agent is going to go without a paycheck. Why? So that you can posture politically. I'm over it.
TSA, FEMA, and the Coast Guard will all lose funding under a DHS shutdown, though most employees will keep working critical jobs without pay. Air travel could be affected, with TSA agents once again under strain, and Congress out for a week-long break.
If a deal is struck, we will get everybody back here to vote on it.
ICE and Border Patrol are at the center of the dispute, but they still have access to a big pot of money from the big, beautiful bill. Democrats are demanding long-term changes, including requiring judicial warrants to enter private property for immigration operations and stopping agents from wearing masks, some of which President Trump called very hard to approve.
We have to protect our law enforcement, very important.
All as the president's border czar announced an end to the surge of federal immigration officers in Minneapolis, where the shooting deaths of 2 American citizens touched off uproar over DHS tactics.
This idea that we're going to continue to fund them at this level after what they've done to my state, that's not in the cards for me.
New overnight, a federal judge ordered the Department of Homeland Security to grant immigrants detained in Minnesota access to lawyers right when they're taken into custody and before they're transferred anywhere out of state. The judge finding the administration likely violated detainees' constitutional rights at one holding center by preventing that access. In Washington, I'm Alice Barr. Back to you.
And, we have some breaking news when it comes to that funding package for the Department of Homeland Security. Georgia Senator Raphael Warnock has he's trying to block those ICE detention facilities from coming into Social Circle in Oakwood, and he has put an amendment in that package to be voted on that would effectively block federal funds for buying, constructing, renovating, or expanding ICE centers like we are seeing proposed here in our own backyard. The senator said that the people of Georgia want secure borders, but they do not want massive immigration detention centers in their backyards. He said, that's why I'm standing with the residents of Social Circle in Oakwood and fighting to block those detention facilities. All right, your time now, 10:47. Nice to be with you here on 11Alive Plus. Plenty more ahead for you when we see you in just a couple minutes. Look, it is never too early to start thinking about the summer, especially when the summer has the World Cup in your own backyard. It is going to be a special one here in Atlanta. Obviously, it's going to be great for the city. I mean, talk about huge economic impact. But what about some of the outlying cities like Decatur? Joe Ripley shows us how they're getting ready.
The red facade and the Irish flag tell you where you are.
You know, it does take a village, and that goes from everywhere from the landlord to the patrons to the city.
Gareth O'Sullivan owns O'Sullivan's on the Square in downtown Decatur with the taps ready and table set.
We're kind of expecting a month of St. Patrick's Day.
O'Sullivan is gearing up for a global spectacle.
There's going to be a lot of people coming to Decatur that maybe have never been here before.
O'Sullivan expects crowds to pile into his pub for the FIFA World Cup. He's already done repair work on his interior lines, spruced up his facade, and boosted his marketing ahead of the summer.
We want to show it off. We want to bring people here, show them the incredible breadth of bars and restaurants and retail that we have.
Connor McNally chairs the Decatur Development Authority, which looks out for the health and well-being of businesses here.
And over the last 3 years, we've allocated $500,000 between a facade improvement program, a commercial build-out program, and a marketing program.
Decatur Square is undergoing major renovations, quite literally setting the stage for Watch Fest, complete with a big screen and space for concerts and other events during the World Cup. Back at the pub, Gareth O'Sullivan has some more prep work to do before pouring plenty of pints when the beautiful game comes to town.
We're adding several more TVs. We'll be staffing up accordingly. Yes, it's imperative that we're prepared for the crowds.
Let's get straight to the Tara Baker murder trial now in Athens. Some breaking news. It appears the defense resting its case, perhaps without presenting anything. Let's listen in.
And it's called a charge conference. And it is a conference, it's a meeting with the court and all the attorneys about what law is to be given to the jury in its charge. That is something that, of course, has to be done outside your presence, as we have done many things outside your presence during the course of this trial, including this morning, which is why I had you come in later, because we were doing things outside your presence, and I just didn't want you sitting in the jury room for, when you could be at home or doing other things. But this charge conference, of course, must happen outside your presence, and it's going to take us a while to do it. I'm going to give you a very long lunch break. I'm going to give you a lunch break until 2:30 this afternoon. And so I'm going to ask you to return back here at 2:30. I know one of the jurors has an appointment. Don't rush to come back. If you're a little bit late, it's fine. We will not start without all of you being present, so don't worry. But if you'll come back at 2:30, we're going to begin closing arguments at that time. The same instructions I have given all of you apply. Right? Don't discuss the case with anyone, of course. Don't do any research independently or on the computer. Please don't go to any of the locations you may have heard about. Enjoy your lunch. It'll be a long one, but we'll see you back here at 2:30. Thank you very much.
Okay, big development here in the Tara Baker murder trial. She is the UGA first-year law student who was murdered back in 2001 on campus, and then it took 25 years to get this to a trial. Edric Faust is the man standing trial for her murder. 2 days ago, the prosecution rested its case. They took yesterday off, and this morning we were prepared to hear the defense's arguments and hear how they were planning to present evidence of his innocence. But the defense has decided to rest its case. They will not be calling any witnesses up there to testify, and instead the jury, given a long lunch break, they'll be called back at 2:30 this afternoon to hear closing arguments from the prosecution and the defense, and then they will begin deliberations. We'll be watching that very closely. And we're back in just a couple minutes. This is 11Alive Plus. All right, let's get back to the Tara Baker murder trial. And we brought you breaking news just within the last few minutes. The defense deciding not to call any witnesses up, not presenting any evidence outside of, the questioning they did of the prosecution's witnesses for the last 8 days in this case. Ultimately, the defense team of Edric Faust deciding to rest its case today. Edric Faust standing on trial for the murder of Tara Baker back in 2001 in Athens, Georgia. And obviously, this also means that Edric Faust will not take the stand to testify in his own defense. So what's next? An extra long lunch break for the jury today. Right now, they have since been relieved to go to lunch. They will be back at 2:30 this afternoon. They will hear closing arguments, which should last for the rest of the afternoon. And then they will begin deliberations. It'll be interesting to see whether the judge brings them in over the weekend to continue those deliberations or if it will continue on Monday instead. So, Reams, all this breaking within the last few minutes. What's your take on everything we just saw?
Something interesting here that we were listening to a few weeks ago as the trial prepared to get underway. There were some jury members that were concerned about this trial taking longer than 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Today is 2 weeks.
Right.
It's 10 business days. They could theoretically they're going to get their jury instructions later today. They're going to probably start deliberations here in 4 or 5 p.m. The defense seems to be saying that the prosecution does not have enough evidence to convict. They've said that by that motion to end the trial after the prosecution rests. They're saying, I presume they mean to be saying that by not putting up any type of defense here to say the same thing there. We could have a verdict as soon as tonight, if not tomorrow or Monday at the latest.
Yeah, and we'll be on Verdict Watch here in the Streaming Center. And as soon as we get something, we will bring it to you live, whether that happens tonight, this weekend at any point, or perhaps it'll be Monday or early next week. Hey, it's been great to be with you here on 11Alive Plus for the last 2 hours here in the Streaming Center. Stick around. 11Alive Midday is coming up right after this. We're going to have the latest on that special Senate subcommittee hearing this morning. We were all set to hear from Nathan Wade, the special prosecutor who was hired by DA Fani Willis for the 2020 election interference case. That did not happen. Instead, his attorneys told the Senate that he would not be making it today. They're now working out an alternate date. More to come on that. Also talking about state income tax and what the future of that looks like in the state of Georgia. And as we leave you with this beautiful picture from Athens, Georgia, your weekend outlook when it comes to the forecast and the rain ahead on Sunday that you need to know about. It is Friday the 13th. All things considered, hope you make it a great one. Happy Valentine's Day to everybody out there. And I will see you again on Monday. Take care, everybody.